Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. When I woke up this morning, I had an experience that I don't think I've ever had before. Not a big deal, but this clock that you see here is hanging on the wall beside my bed. And as you can see, it's out by about 4 hours. Actually, it's out by, I think, a day as well. I don't think the date's right either. Yeah, it's not Friday, it's Saturday. Anyway, I woke up and it said that it was 4 hours later than it actually was. And I thought, oh my goodness, have I ever slept in? And I thought, well, I guess I must have needed it, because when I went to bed last night, I seemed to be unusually tired. In fact, I mentioned to Max when he was over late yesterday afternoon with Missy, I said, I'm kind of tired. So I sort of thought, well, maybe I sort of was coming down with something, and my system said, hey, you need extra sleep. So I wasn't too worried about it. I get up and I go to the bathroom, and the clock in the bathroom says it's 4 hours earlier. So I check another clock, and sure enough, there's something wrong happened to my clock. So I went on I thought maybe there was a power failure, and that threw it for a loop, because if you notice right here, there's a little symbol that indicates that it did get the signal to set itself. But I don't know. It could be that something happened to the clock. I've had it for several years. Or it could be low batteries. And yet when I pull the power supply out, which is hooked onto right here, it seems to not dim down or anything like that. So I don't know. We'll find out what's going on. I'm making a mountain out of a molehill here, aren't I? Okay, we'll fix this and get it going, maybe. And Missy the dog. Now, some of you noticed that when Max left yesterday afternoon, normally I come back to the model table and I put the cap back on the camera and I say, Missy the dog, Missy the dog. I forgot to insert that. I'm having really bad luck with the Missy segment lately. This is 2 days in a row I'm screwing it up. We'll see if we can get it perfect today. Anyways, for those of you who missed it, here it is. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, now everything's back to normal. Life can go on. Today we are in step 63. And in 63, the hardest part is going to be dealing with the LED. I don't think it's going to be hard. I'm just going to have to be careful. So we're going to work at that today and try and get the wires run back. The LED actually goes right there. We're going to run our wires back here somewhere. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the wires extra long. Normally I have them about this long from the LED. I think maybe I'll make it a little longer so I have more to mess around with. I can always cut them shorter, but I can't cut them longer. I had a friend though that was he was big in metal, like as I was into woodworking, he was into metalworking. And he says, well, if you have a piece of pipe or something that's a metal piece of pipe, and you accidentally cut it too short, you can weld a little piece on the end of it, make it longer. But if you accidentally cut your piece of wood too short, it doesn't work out quite the same by gluing a little piece on the end. I mean, that was his theory. Well, it was interesting at the time anyway. Okay, let's recompose here. I don't think I've got any news. It's minus 12.1 Celsius at the moment. And I did notice that the weather channel said that we're supposed to have milder weather in a couple of days. I think Monday. So it could be Monday. I'll be able to get the snow off the front of my car, and we'll go and get the Enterprise. I don't know if I'll be taking the camera along. There's only so much of that that I think I can get away with. Okay, yeah, let's recompose here and start working at our LED. I've shortened the leads on this LED. I realize that I no longer have the one longer than the other, but that's okay. I'd get them mixed up anyway, so. Alright, now we're going to use a self-locking tweezer here as a heat sink. So there's less of a chance of damaging all the stuff that's inside the LED. And the idea here now maybe I'll put on the macro lens. You can see this a little better. Now, almost always without fail, whenever I use this wire winder, somebody will say, hey, you can buy the real thing. Well, the real thing has got to be the most overpriced tool on Amazon, as far as I'm concerned. Well, this doesn't have to be a lot. Just let that lay down on the table here now. Pull this tight. Yeah, and I had the fun of making my own. Okay, get a little bit of flux on there. Now that is not very neat. Let's see if I can pull that a little bit tighter here. Now we will have to be painting our light fixture first. Probably use the 66. That should stand out pretty good on that deck. Now we want to test this, make sure that the LED is going to work here. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is the way I'm doing it right now. Sort of a temporary thing. Just want to make sure that these wires do not touch each other here. Okay, I think that should make contact. And on this one, we'll put the resistor, if I can pick it up. Okay. Now, our LED here. Guess I didn't really need to zoom in, did I? Oh yeah. Okay, we've got contact. All right. Let's get this painted up. There's another piece that has to be painted as well. Okay. I mixed this up here a few minutes ago. This is the number 77. I concluded that these parts would probably look better if they were darker. And I was wondering, how am I going to hold this now? And then I thought, well, I'll just take an extra LED and shove it up the hole. I can always rinse it off with Windex if I think I need to use it. So let's see if we can get away with just one coat here. Might be able to. We don't need to paint the bottom. I might need 2 coats. Okay, we'll let that dry and I'll take a look at it and we'll decide what I'm going to do. Oh, up at the top there. When I paint something like this, I generally flood it on pretty good. And clearly we're going to have to repaint where the tweezer's holding on. Okay, we'll let that dry. And we got one more here. Now the ends of these, like where I'm touching right now, it's clearly got to be plugged into a positioning hole on the deck somewhere. This is going to go on the clear aft section that we've been working on. There's only basically the 3 pieces that get put down in this step. These 2, whatever they are, and also the light. That's all there is. Okay, we'll let these dry and I'll probably be giving, well, for sure where the tweezer is, a second coat. Yeah, I think probably the LED is going to need a second coat to look good. Anyway, we're getting there. Hello, Missy. So you came all by yourself, did you? You came all by yourself today. Yeah. So Max is coming, don't worry. Max is coming.
Oh. Thanks, man. Thank you for shoveling.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay.
I didn't see one person walking. The wind out of the northwest would just cut you. We got most of the way up the hill. She wanted to bound off into the deep snow to go on the right. I said no, and she bounded off. I mean, the snow is right up over your knees.
Yeah, it drifted pretty good last night.
She slows down as best she can, and I speed up as best I can, and we meet somewhere in the middle. It's too slow for her and too fast for me, but it's a compromise.
Snow is falling off of her.
I let her off the leash and said Uncle Ron, and she just bounded into motion.
You'll see that on today's video.
Yeah, she was racing pretty quick.
Yeah, she sure was, yeah. She got to the door before I did.
She loves the snow. I've never seen a dog frolic. She frolics in the snow.
That's because she doesn't have to shovel it.
That's it. She's bounding about, rolling on it. It must feel, that's her happy dance in the middle of the living room, is getting on her back and doing, it's like a Snoopy happy dance, only it's on her back. She does the same thing in the snow for some reason. It must feel good.
Well, Missy, was that good? Huh? Was that good? Time to go.
Goodbye, Uncle Ron.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Missy. Yeah, thank you for coming.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay, we'll see ya.
We're ready to go in, are we?
Bye, Missy. I see blue sky up there. Sort of. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Probably about half an hour more has passed here now since I painted these. I think they probably, well, these don't need another coat. Although, mind you, I'm seeing a little bit of plastic there. I've got to paint the bottom anyway. But this piece here, I don't know, it looks a little bit blotchy. I think I better just quickly give it another coat off camera. Won't hurt anything. Okay, right now, in the kitchen, sitting on the counter, is the rotator, and on it is the parts. Mainly the part that we're going to be putting right here, the light fixture. Now I can only just eyeball this. There's nothing to go by here. So we're just going to make a mark here, and then I'll drill a pilot hole. Now that's not much of a mark, and it seems to me that it's too much this way. I'm supposed to come at it like this, I could see it better. That actually looks more centered. Well, in a way it looks more centered. I don't want to press down too hard or I'll break the skeg off the bottom of that we put on there. Now that should work. Now this slot right here, that's where the square peg that's on the bottom of the light fixture goes. Okay, now we're just going to make a pilot hole here. Uh-oh. There's no reverse on that drill. Alright, there's our pilot hole. I don't think it cracked the plastic. I'm noticing a little bit of discolor. Oh, that was a fluffy. Okay. Yeah, I think we did pretty good there. Okay, I am not going to glue that in place. And when we bend the leads back, not quite square there, that's a little better. Okay, now when we bend them back, we don't want to be bending them back flat against this. We want it to go down a couple of millimeters and then back. So maybe I'll just put something right here to simulate the plastic, because we have to have the allow for the thickness of the plastic here. Yeah, I might do better to be doing this off camera here. I think that this needle is probably about the same thickness. Let's just see what's going to happen here. Maybe I should put this down on something solid, more or less. Now, this is a little bit, you might say, loose. It would be a disaster if after everything was all put together, the bulb was to fall out of there. I'm probably going to have to bend everything just a little bit this way, so that I can, when I put it through the hole, put the wires through the hole and feed them along. We're going to have maybe the hole is maybe going to have to be kind of elongated, so it'll be this about the same width as here, but it's going to have to elongate this way, but maybe as far as the beginning of that peg. Once again, I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. Okay, so here's what's happened. it was just too awkward to try and get everything lined up and hold it so that the camera could see it and I could see it, so that so that you could see it. And anyway, here's what I did. I did elongate the hole a little bit, but I still was not able to have the wires bent back the way they are right now. So I had to sort of straighten them out, got this glued in place, and then I reached inside from the end here with a piece of wood and very carefully bent the electrodes up to the bottom of the deck here. Now, you can see the glinting of the wire because of the extremely bright overhead lights right now. Okay, otherwise you don't really see that. So I'm not too worried about that at all. What I did was I used the Tamiya Extra Thin to glue the light fixture onto the clear plastic. I was very careful not to let it run all over the place. On this end over here, where the wires are attached to the wires are not glued all the way along. They are only glued right here, about 20 millimeters in. And I used the CA Instacure. And then it didn't seem to want to cure, so I used curing agent. And it's stuck in place here now. I'm still going to have to be careful because I probably break them loose. I'm very happy with the way this went. The 3 pieces that we had to put on here in this step, what is it? Step 63. They're on now, except that we are not going to leave them on, because if you remember, I was saying that these ones here, in all likelihood, while I'm trying to twist around and get the cone, the rear cone fitted onto the main section, I'll probably break them off. So they're just sitting here. Okay? Yeah, we'll put them in a safe place, and we'll put them on after we get the this piece mounted. Okay. I'll turn out the overhead lights and see what it looks like. I don't know if this is going to work. I haven't tried this yet, today anyway. Oh, it's nice to see bright sunlight coming in through the front windows. Yeah, spring is on its way. Okay, I think that we are basically done with this. I don't know how I can show this to you any better. Maybe I can turn it a little bit here. Yeah, I'm happy with the way this light has turned out. I'm going to call it quits for today, folks. So, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.